Hi everyone, welcome back again. We're working in a 4-inch hoop, 22 gauge wire, and there are 12 wires and they are 14 inches long. For this particular tree of life, we're not going to twist roots. Instead, I'll show you what we're going to do. This is for everybody that doesn't want to twist roots. You don't have to. It's your tree. And whether you choose to do it or not, it'll be beautiful. So I'm going to attach these 12 wires to my tree without twisting roots with a slip knot. I like the way a slip knot looks. It's my preference. If you choose to just twist them on, that'll work too. It'll be just as beautiful. So the way I twist them on with the slip knot is I take my wire, fold it in half, make a little loop like this, and insert it behind the hoop. Bring up these two wires, insert them through this little hoop, and bring it over to me and give it a tug. Just like that. That's pretty easy. And we're going to do this with all 12 wires. So this particular 4-inch tree of life, I've never done it without twisting roots. So I'm doing this for the absolute first time for every person who is a new member of my beautiful little channel of love. This is how you can do it the easiest way. I've cut out the fancy. We're going to keep it very simple, which is the most important part right now, is to get the wires on the hoop and twist out our tree. And that is not very difficult. And if you watch, I'll show you an easy but beautiful tree of life. We're going to skip all the fancy on this one. This is for anybody who's got arthritis and can't twist wire like I can, even though I've got the arthritis. This is for anyone who chooses not to use twisted roots, but loves a beautiful tree. I'm also going to do this as a full tutorial. I will post it, and also I will create a playlist of full beginner 4-inch trees of life, and it will be in its own separate playlist. All you'll find there is stuff that is put into a 4-inch hoop, and you can pick up a lot of my techniques from there. I also have one for bracelets, and I'm still learning how to create and add to, so if it looks a little sloppy, I'm new here too. I'm new to this channel, and I want to make everything easy for you to find and for you to make, because I know you can. It doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be pretty. And we have one more. We got rid of all the twisting. No hard work on this, guys. This one here is giving my hands a break. Plus, I don't edit, so if I make any mistakes, which I do, I'm human, I make them. But I'll show you how to fix it, because I can't go back and erase it and make everything look like it came out perfect the first time without any... No, not in my world. In my world, I make mistakes and I learn and I share. So, if you're new here, welcome. I hope you stick around. We're going to have some fun. Okay, now we have 12 on our hoop. What we're going to do is separate them into 6 on the left and 6 on the right. There's 6, and there's 6. I always double count because I make mistakes too. Now, we're going to just crisscross them, like that. I like to hold them like this with my thumb in the middle, separating. crisscross over. You have roots, they're just not twisted. Support that right where you crisscrossed over. And now we're going to twist out our trunk. That's not a full twist, that's a crossover. See, crossed them over. Now we're going to continue and we're going to twist until we achieve the length of the trunk we want for this tree of life. So we'll take breaks and take a look. A little tough to twist, not impossible. If it is hard for you to twist, this is 22 gauge wire. You can do it in 24 and it is just as beautiful. I'm going to cross over and see if that's enough for my trunk. I think I'd like to cross over one more time, then made another full twist. And take a look at that. And I think that's the length of the trunk I would like. So I'm going to separate those two. Like that. I'm going to cross it over one more time. Yeah, just cross it over, not a full twist. Just like that. Now, this is what I have. For the roots, you can leave them, or you can come back later on and put little squiggles, little curls in it. I'll show you. It'll be beautiful. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that right now. The next thing we're going to do is find where the, right here, if you can see that. These are really good hoops, guys, so I really don't get caught up on that. That's where they connect. I made a playlist. You'll be able to find the hoops on that playlist of things that I use. I'm just going to slide that down. I want to see if my roots will pass over it, and it gives it a little bit of grief, so I'm going to leave it right there. I like to be able to move my roots and my branches. Next, I'm going to take 4 wires from the left and 4 from the right and bring them into the middle. This is going to be the top part of our tree. So I have 4. And now I'm going to take 4 from this side. Only the ones that want to go. Looks like I bent it a little bit to the, so that they are not all together. That's okay. We'll pick it out. And this one looks like it really wants to go, like it belongs there, and it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4. I'm going to straighten them out. I'm going to stick my thumb there just to give it a little bit of tension. And now I'm going to support my work right here, where these come out, the top of my tree trunk, and give it one crossover, so not a twist. And that will complete our one twist right there. Now, I'd like to do the same over here. I want to take 4 wires from the left. Here we have 4 and 4. However, this one does not look like it wants to be there. We'll swap that one out for a different one. Maybe this one? Nope. This one. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what I'm going to do, because as you can see, it wants to come undone. So I'm going to support my work. I'm going to put my finger right there so it doesn't go past the trunk. Keep 4 and 4, double check, and I'm going to cross it over right there, and then continue to twist. This one here will be our first limb. I think like that for now. Now we're going to go on the other side. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take 4 and 4 like this. Separate them into 2 even sections, 4 and 4. Support your work. Everything you just did, you have to hang on to it. Now you're going to cross it over. That's not a twist. continue one more, and that's your first full twist. I'm going to throw a few more in there because this branch is longer than the top. These two I like to keep not exactly the same. I don't sweat it too much. I just like them to be close. On this kind of a tree. There are trees that I make where everything is pitched over to the left and everything hangs over. We'll try one of those as well. Now is the time to adjust our tree a little bit and see if there's anything that we want to change before we continue twisting. What I like to do is use the pliers with plastic on them. I like to just put it on, but don't squeeze, just hold it gently and roll my trunk inside of that. It helps to take out any imperfections on my trunk, any wires that didn't quite, like right up here, and just give it a little roll and it smooths it out nicely. So there we have it. Now we're ready to move on. Just smooth them out a little bit. If they look a little ripply, it's okay, it's a tree. It's beautiful. Now we're going to continue separating our wires into 2 and 2. And we're going to twist that, holding on to our work. 1. There we go. And continue on. We're going to do this all the way around the tree. Separate them into sections of 2 and 2, like this. And just continue to twist. So we have our trunk, our limb, some branches, just like that. I'm going to carry on 2 and 2 and twist. Like that. And again, 2 and 2. This is going to be the easiest tree of life in a 4-inch hoop without all the fancy. No fancy. I'm going to keep this one as simple as can be. And it will also be beautiful. Tree of life lives forever, doesn't die. And I'm going to twist this last one, 2 and 2, to make another little branch. Now let's straighten it up and take a look at our tree so far. Every tree that you make, it's not going to be the same. Every tree is different. And this is how our tree looks so far. I like that. So now what we're going to do, hold on, get in there however you can, support your work. Take these 2 and twist. We're going to do this all the way around the entire tree, because after that we bead. So far, so good. Good so far. Just twisting those 2 and 2. Once they're twisted, we bead. So far it's been easy, right? We'll shape up this tree, we'll beat it up, and it will be beautiful. almost there. Even this twisting has been easy. We haven't done anything fancy. Just gotta watch out for these wires. There we go. Now I'm just gonna straighten up my tree, get an idea of what it looks like. Every tree is different. Even if you twist it the same, it'll still come out different once you beat it. And once it takes on its own identity, all you do is help it grow. And that's what we have so far. Now, we get a little drink and then we'll start to bead. Sorry about that, guys. I can't edit, but I have to keep drinking a lot of water. So today I decided that our tree would be made with amethyst, and crystals. The amethyst were on a strand of 5 to 8 millimeter. These are the small ones. I think we have plenty. If we don't, I do have more, and they're mixed in with large purple crystals that I choose not to use on this tree. However, I do choose to use these. These are 4 millimeter bicones, and also there are some 6 millimeter round. So I thought that would be really pretty for this tree. And now we bead. The only thing I really do like about this tree is you can make it with any size bead or stone that you choose. Today I'm going to alternate colors, and I'm going to use 2 wires at a time because I'm going to make clusters. I'm not just going to string them like I did on the last tree. Instead, I'm going to put a few on each of these 2 wires, and I'll show you what I do next. There are no rules, except to have fun, make it pretty, and enjoy yourself. So there's 1 wire. Sometimes I can beat them up, sometimes they slide off when I'm twisting. I don't sweat it. It'll be beautiful. So, if you don't want to do clusters, just keep beading. Like that. Bring it over and wrap it onto your hoop. You can attach it onto your hoop however you'd like. This time, I'm going to take from the left and the right. Don't have to count how many, just whatever fits. That fits, I like it. So, cross it over. That's not a twist. And then do it again. Now that's a twist. That's 1, and cross it over, just enough so that it doesn't come undone on you. And I lost a few, so we're going to add them back. And this is how we're going to do this entire tree, in little clusters. They don't have to be the same. I'm just putting them on my wire, alternating. That doesn't mean they're going to end up that way. However they fit is how I will leave it. So now, let's try this. That fits. So we're going to cross it over and do it again for a full twist so it doesn't come undone now. I'm not going to attach it yet. Just going to leave it like that for now and go on to my next one. And I'm going to pick up a handful, and I'm going to load up these 2 wires. Then when I'm done, we'll see if it's time. My tree will let me know if it's time to bring them to the hoop or do a few more. We'll see. Nothing here is written in stone. I'm just gonna throw it. Ooh, that one shows its place to be. Whatever falls on the wire and stays. What's fun about this one is every single branch is different. Oh, I got a jumper. I gotta grab that before my cat gets it. Sorry, guys. That's a big one. Okay, I'm back. So I'm just gonna slide. These ones here are kind of small. Maybe I'll just do those two. Cross it over like that, and then do it again for a nice tight fit. Oh, they're falling off. Let's just cross these two over and see what we have. Nice tight twists. Okay, I think we'll attach it to our hoop now. Take these two wires, bring them over your hoop, bring them back up. I want to just move away from where that sort of point is. Not that it's going to be a problem. We're just going to eliminate the possibility. Okay, I'm going to bring it around again. Now, because we're using two wires, it's going to be a little bit more crowded here. So actually, let me wrap this. Instead of wrapping this around twice, I wrapped it around once. That'll be enough. And then bring them down. I'm going to use my pliers to do this. Save my fingertips. Wrap it around behind. Bring it up. And cross them over. So we're wrapping above that cluster of beads beneath the hoop. And we're going to do that for every single one. I'm going to bring it to the hoop. This one is not ready. This one, it requires a few more beads and crystals. Whatever falls on the wire. Let's see. That'll do it. Easy. I like to hold on to these two, pull them down this way, like that, and then just cross them over. Give them a few little twists, because we know it's going to reach the hoop. We just checked. Put it onto your hoop. Push these two up. Cross it over. Bring it down. Bring it up. And cross it over again. Now, sometimes I wrap it around the hoop 2 times. This time we already have 2. And there are little twists in between, so I don't have to worry about them getting loose or falling off. So that's the reason why. If you ask me, well, how come you're not wrapping it around twice? That's why. But putting it on tight, there are little twists. It's not going to come undone. And there are no rules. It's your tree. You do however you want. That's what I do. However I want. I'm just here to show you what I do and what my technique is. Maybe inspire you to make a tree. This is why I like to have a lot of beads in front of me. Just in case I don't find one, I can just move on. I don't like to play too long. Unless I see one that I really, really have to have. That's not that often. Okay, let's see if I can avoid dropping them all off. So right away I can see, okay, that fits really nice. I want to add anything else. I think we'll keep it right there. Maybe one more. And we're going to cross it over. Give it another twist. Try to hang on to my beads. And let them slide down. Like I said, doing it this way, no right or wrong. Whatever, however many fall into your little cluster, you make it work. Just twist it. Bring it to your hoop. I like to keep these two little wires closer. Bring these two up. Like that. Up. Cross them over. Pass them down. You don't need to use pliers. I am, because I've been working for a couple of hours and the fingers are starting to get a little bit tired. And I like to use my fingers when I have really long wires. Here I do not, but they're long enough for this project. So far we have 3 branches, and that's what we're looking at. After these two, we're going to give our branches a little bit of character, and then we're going to cut the wires. Let's see what comes up. Okay, now hold on to your work, slide down, give it a crossover like that, hold on to those beads, and then find a few twists, just enough to hold it so it doesn't come undone on you. I think we'll leave all those there, why not? Just support them, drop them. Give it a little twist, like this. Pick up the jumper. And add some more to the wire. As you can see, I do not edit. What you see is what you get, my friends. This is me doing what I love, showing you. I'm trying not to leave beads on the floor because my cat, don't need her being naughty. She really doesn't care though. She's old. That's Miss Abby. Anybody new here, that's my girl. She's my cat. Okay, let's bring those two up like that. Cross it over below your hoop, above your bead or your crystal, like that. Bring it back, and then grab those 2 wires right like that and pull them, hold on to your work, over like that. Okay, I hope that I was in your focus, your vision, so you can see what I'm doing. Often sometimes it's just not the way it works out, unfortunately. And I don't edit, so my technique is a work in progress. Always room to learn and improve for me, to teach you my way. Now, after I cut those 4 wires, I'm going to go down the line and just bend them down with my tweezer. If I can use just 1 pair, that's great. This is a good size space, so I don't have to use the smaller ones to get in there. I just like to twist it around so that there's no sharp wire. And then also I like to do it again. Just push them down Then get in there and curl them so that they go under and around. And you can see it really doesn't look sloppy. It's just the way I like it. Push those two down, get in there and just turn them under like that. I'm going to do it again. I'm always supporting my work. We don't want to break wires. Push those two down. Just turn them. There you go. We've completed one section. Now, because I'm not the patient one, really I'm not, I could keep going, but I don't choose to do that. Instead, I'm going to give this tree some life. So I'm going to hold it in my hand like this and support that work. And I'm going to get these needle nose round pliers. Get in this little branch and give it a little twist and pull down. What that does is tighten it up. Now it's not so floppy like these are. So now watch what happens. Let me see if I can hold it this way. Alright, so I'm holding it up higher, but watch what happens to this row right here when I turn. This is what I do. I turn and pull it down a little bit to change the position of that branch. Watch. Turn, pull it down. Give it a little twist. You see how nicely it fell into a nice straight line? Same with this one here. I'm holding it right there and pushing down here. The work is supported. There we go. And we're going to do it again. And then we're going to get in this little one here. And we're going to do one there. And we're going to do one here. We're going to save this. No, actually, all four are there. We're going to go to this big limb and do the same thing. Now we get to see some magic. What happened? We transformed it. Isn't that beautiful? How easy. Look. That looks really pretty. It's very finished. It's not messy. Let's take another look. How beautiful is that? Oh my gosh, that was hard. No, it's not. You can do it. I'll help you. I'll show you all the different techniques I use. And then you can use mine and add your own and make your own beautiful tree of life for somebody you love. For yourself. Okay, so as you go, you might want to add a few twists. I think this one here could use some more. Every branch is going to be different. There we go. So now we're going to add. And you can notice here, I do alternate the color. But that doesn't matter. Once you get them on, they decide where to go. And you decide when to twist. It's simple. Don't even have to give it much thought. Just throw them on. This one here is a 6mm round. I like those. Put a small little bead and then alternate. Half of these are going to fall off anyway. Don't matter. I'll pick up some more. And just slide them on. Like that. And some fell off. That's all good. So now, I'm going to work on 2 wires. That's the only thing. I'm doing them this way. You have to do 2 at a time, not like the one, because you're wrapping and twisting 2 at a time. Okay. So now we have, I like that little cluster right there. There's 4. So we're going to keep it. Now I'm going to get in behind it. I'm going to hold on to them and kind of like pull them back. Like that. I'm going to try not to lose the rest of my beads. So I'm going to cross it over and try to keep twisting. If you can't and you're afraid of losing your beads, hold on to them, support your work, and twist your tree. Problem solved. You'll find a way. I have faith in you. Look at that. That just works. So now, same thing. Cross that over. Slide them down. You want to get this first twist as close to the beads as possible so that they don't spin on your wire. That's not going to spin. Now we have to put a few more. How pretty though. And it's so hard. Oh my goodness. I don't know if we can do this. You can do anything. Can I promise you that? You can. And if this isn't your craft, you'll find it. So don't stop. This is good for the mind. That's why I do it. It keeps me focused. I make beautiful things, and I get to share it with the people that I love in the Tree of Life. Never dies. Okay, so I think these two, well, this one is too much. So I think those will work. I'm going to twist with the longest wire, because if they get too short, I don't want to come up short. So twist with the longest wire. That's the only thing doing it this way. You can wind up short. Always twist with the one that's longest. Bring it over to your hoop. Pass those two wires up like that. And you have both of them. I'm holding this always, no matter, look, even here, however I can grab on, I do. Here and here and here, support your work. It's necessary. You have to. Because if you don't, this is going to move around, it's going to break down there. And I'm using my needle nose pliers to grab these wires. They're a little short. That just means that there's less waste. Okay, so these are about the same. I'm going to throw in another twist. Like that. Now I'm going to bead up these two. That one has a sliver. We don't do slivers. It'll break. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just grabbing onto the wire. I'm just moving through, find a bead, slide it on. Sometimes they jump on, sometimes I have to search. And just go to the next wire. If you have real short wires, the best bead to use would be the 4mm bicones. If you have the long, the bigger the bead, or your crystal. In comparison, there's a 4 and a 6. Clearly, this one is the 4. It takes less wire. I think with the 14 inches, we have plenty of wire. I'm thinking, is that enough? Let's see, what do I have here? Oops, get back. Get back. Alright, let's twist those. Yes, that little click is my wrist. And slide them down. How pretty. They're kind of like two purples together and two crystals. That's not important. You're never going to notice it. It's just, I alternate them just because. I like to have the same amount so it's even. They don't have to necessarily be together. I just don't want too much of one thing on one side of my tree. And that's why I alternate. Oh, I don't like that one. That one doesn't look pretty. It has too much yuck in it. By that I mean it's just too greenish. I don't know. I don't like that color. Oh, that's too much. Unless we use that on one side only. I do like the crystals, I have to admit. Alright, so now that'll work. Hang on to them, pull them down. Cross it over like this. Pull it. twist it real close as you can to your bead, like this. And now bring it over to your hoop, like this. Pass it over, bring it up. If you need a little help, just keep your finger right there on your work so it doesn't loosen. You want it tight. Cross it across the top above your hoop, beneath your hoop and above your bead. There you go, nice and tight. And bring it up. And pull it over again, like that. If it's too hard for you to work with 22 gauge wires, oh, that looks a little tough. I don't know if I can do it. My hands, they're just not. Use 24 gauge. It'll come out just as nice. And it's a lot softer. I'll show you. This is 24 gauge. This one I will use to wrap around to lace my tree. In comparison, this one here is much stiffer. This one here is much softer. Anything I use a 22 gauge wire on, other than a 5-inch hoop, you can use a 24. You can use it on a bracelet or on a 4-inch, always. Now that I've cut, oops, that was not a jumper. That was a dropsy. Okay, now we're just going to bend those down like that, and then just push it, twist it so that it goes underneath so that it doesn't stick out. I don't like to get poked. I just did a video a little while ago and I got the wire stuck right inside of my thumb. It's not cool. Okay, now we have the first section done and 2 of the top of our tree. So what I'd like to do now is support my work, push it down into my hand, hold on to it, and I'm going to use these 2 fingers just to kind of push up so it's nice and taut. I'm going to get right in here to this little branch, twist, but pull it down, give it a little yank down. Same here, put it here, twist, pull it down gently. You don't want to break that, it will break. Again here. Just see, now I'm supporting my work. Get it and pull it down and twist it. And I'll show you what that just did. Guys, you have just made something beautiful. Was that hard? I don't think so. I think you can do that. How sweet is that? Now we're going to do these 2 and we're halfway done with that tree from start to finish. And look, we can play around with those roots. They're not twisted. We'll make something pretty, or we can leave it just like that. It's your tree. You can do your tree however you'd like. You know what you like. Me, I'm just doing what I like. I think I'd like some more little beads, little crystals. I don't know why. I got plenty there, but no, I just think I need them. I'm going to load up this wire. I'm going to alternate. Even though they're not going to end up together, all you know, alternated. However they cluster up is fine by me, except that you don't, that has a splinter of a hole. That will break. Some of these would do better on a 5-inch, like that one may or may not stay. If I have a 5-inch hoop, that's where I prefer to use the bigger. And these are all leftovers from my big project for a silent auction. So these are the ones that were not chosen. I'm choosing them now. Get rid of nothing ever. Don't waste. Save it. I've got canisters. I've got 3 of them now. I had 4 full of beads like this that were tossed aside after the big projects. They're perfect. I don't have to buy them. They're perfect. Let's see. Okay. See how let's see if these 2 work. That does work. So I'm going to hold on to them, gently pull them back. I'm going to try not to lose my beads. Cross over, You don't have to load it up. You could just, you know, or slide them off if, you know, you have a hard time twisting with all of them on there. Sometimes I do. Sometimes not so much. There we go. I think we're going to add that twist right there. I could have separated them, but I chose not to. I got enough wire. So we'll put something else at the top. I'm thinking a bead. That one has a yucky hole. Too close to the end of the edge of the bead. And a crystal. And if you don't want to go, there we go. I'll find something that does. No. Hold on to those. Just push down on them. Crush your wire. Get your thumb in there and just pinch and twist. Get your thumb in there, pinch and twist. See, that keeps it nice and even, your twists. Push your thumb in there like that. Pinch and twist. Nice tight twist. And it'll go right to your hoop. And it will not come undone. Cross it over the top of your hoop. Bring it up. Pull it over a little bit. Pass it down. Like that. Both of those wires. Bring it across to the back. And if you can't, I have one that's a little bit shorter. I am not able to grasp that, so I'll grasp it with this. Bring them both over like that. Now we have two more, and we will be done with the top part of this tree. Oh my gosh, it's been so hard. We've been working for 45 minutes. Is this worth it? Is this a worthy gift to someone you love? Is this a craft that you might sit down with the little girl you babysit for, or the little boy you watch and you babysit for? What about your school teacher? What about your granddaughter? What about yourself? You can make ornaments, birthstone trees. This would be perfect for someone who has amethyst for their birthday. It's a beautiful February stone, and it's a beautiful tree. Oh, I think you got this. You can make them for seasons. Winter, spring, summer, fall. You can do them in Easter colors. You can do them in Christmas colors. You can hang them with the ribbons or chain. You'll see if you look at some of my other videos what I have chosen to do. I share everything. And I will add this to a new playlist of 4-inch beginner trees. I've already started the 4-inch bracelets, and guys, I'm still learning too. So I am not the same as most other channels you watch. Watch them all, learn from everyone. I don't edit. That doesn't mean I can't make a beautiful tree. That just means I have to work a little bit harder. But just the same, I still share everything. And I'm not going to change. So, welcome to my channel. If you like it, I hope to see you again. I always have fun here. And I look forward to your comments, as you know, especially the ones that have been here forever. Yes, I do know you very well now. You've been with me for a long time. Guys, it's been a year almost. Some of you have been here the whole time. I see more of you than I see of my family. And I was going to say that's sad, but no. No, it's good. Look how many of you I have. My friends. You watched me make and create, and you helped me to grow. And when I was in the hospital, you were there. All your support doesn't go unnoticed, guys. Please know that. And yes, for you new people, I talk a lot. Well, that's what I do. Okay, let's cut off these wires. Hang on to your work. I'm trying to use that little container for these wires. Okay, so now that they're cut, I'm going to use my tweezer and poke those down. The good thing doing them in little clusters is you have a bigger space to push your wires down and curl. You can do them with pliers. I'm using tweezers, and fortunately, when I do them this way, I don't have to use two. Like, I don't have to get the pointy tweezers because it's not that small of a space. I'll show you what I mean. These ones here are pointy. I really don't need these. These actually are not helpful for that. Those are good for the ones that are right up to the rim of my hoop. Okay, so now we're going to have the fun of shaping. Put your tree in your hand and hold on to it there. You can wrap your finger through it however you can grasp it, and support it. And give it a twist and pull down. Grasp it again, right like that. You can't even see what I'm doing. Son of a gun. Okay, right like that. Get a hold of that little wire, twist it, pull it down. It won't break. You're not being too rough, just gently. But look at what happened. Do you see that? It was like magic. It just, look at that. We have dimension, front and back. This one here, oh, clearly is coming from behind. This is dimension. This is pretty. Look, 25 minutes. Not 25, I'm sorry. That's upside down. 52 minutes of your time to buy something that if you saw this in a shop, you'd be paying big time for it. And you can make it yourself. Now we have 8 branches left. We are doing good. Okay, so now let's finish. I just want to get a little sip. Oh. Okay. I'm going to bead these two at the same time. I really hope to get through this entire tree without interruptions so that it is full from start to finish. Unless it's important, we're going to get this tree finished together. Might be a little bit longer, but you get to see all of it without having to look for the next section or the second part or whatever. I'm working on it, but this will be in a playlist. It might take until the end of the day, but it will be. I'm still learning. Okay, so now we have those two. Slide some more down, and we can put those. The others fell off. That's okay. Just give it a little twist like this. Bring it to the hoop. And now we're going to add crystal down here in the bead. I don't think that we have room for all this. Actually, I'm going to bother because I know that I do not. So that's an odd shaped bead, so try and get that crystal down there and the bead. Hold on to them. Grab your wires and pull away and pull these down. You want this to be as close as you can get so they don't spin around in that little space. Just like that. Now you can twist it out. Perfect. Bring it up to your hoop. Put it on top of your hoop. Bring it down, pass those 2 wires up, like that. And you're going to go above that crystal. Just shove it out of your way, because it has to go above the crystal and beneath the hoop. And I'm going to grab a hold of these. Give it a nice tug across it over. That little one, if it doesn't make it, I'll trim it from the back and then push it down with the tweezers. I think I got that though. There we go. And just bring them over. And that worked just fine. Now let's do these two. After these two, I'm gonna play with the branches, move around, give those a few little twists, and then we'll finish the next and the last section of our beautiful tree that you made with me together. I like that. Except I can't pick up a bead right now or a crystal. Come on now. Here we go. Guys, can I tell you that I did not change my glasses, so that's making a difference. I have a pair just for craft, and then I have a pair that I wear out, and then I have ones that are supposed to, I need to have my eyes checked, but they're supposed to be the ones that I can see the best out of, and I do not. Only close up. I wear a bifocal. So yesterday we were burning our bodies at the beach, and I went to take my glasses off. And lo and behold, it's like, oh, it broke. The arm broke right off. And they're old. And my doctor says that they're not up to date. But let me tell you what, I sleep with them because I watch my tablet, and I see perfect with them. And luckily I had put, well, I'm not going to get into it, but my husband fell on the beach. And that's my job, not his. So I was quite devastated. He's okay. Just took a little trip. He stepped in a hole that someone's child dug, and they didn't tell him to fill it in, and he wasn't watching his step. So he did bust up his elbow a little bit, and he was bleeding. So when I got home, I put together a little first aid kit and threw it in the bag. So I had, anyway, long story short, I had tape. So I had to tape my glasses. And I don't like that. I am not a happy girl with that. But it got me through. So now I'm wearing glasses that I'm supposed to be able to see perfect out of, and I don't. And I did not put the correct glasses on. I don't know why. But anyway, that's my story. I think I'm just trying to get used to these ones until I can get my appointment and have my, I haven't been there for like 4 years, and I faithfully went every year. But back when I was working, I had to have spot on vision for doing paperwork and stuff. Yeah. It was healthcare stuff, charts and whatnot, personal care. Right, let's cut these two off. And I'm going to push those two down. Okay, I'm going to grab this one here too while I'm right here. And now I'm going to push those two down. There we go. Just like that. That's perfect. Now, it doesn't look good. I know. It's not perfect. I'm going to fix it. I'll show you how. That really doesn't look beautiful. Let's bring them over and compare this side to that. We'll get these four in a minute, but I have to. You know, I don't have patience. Put it in my hand, support it, push down on it, and now with my needle nose plier, grab a hold of this little branch, twist and pull it down. Same thing with the next one, twist and pull it down. And then this little one that connects to the big one, do the same thing. I'm even going to go one step further with this one, even though I still have 4 more branches. I can't help myself. That's what pulls the whole project together, so I do it. Yep, that's me. That's how your girl does it. Okay, so now, let's just move those over and get on. Oops. See? Let's load up these two. Oop. All right. I hate when my phone notifies me of stuff I don't care about at the moment, but I have to keep it on. Okay, let's throw a couple of twists right there. And now that we're getting closer to the end, probably don't need as many beads. Well, this one here is a big cluster. That's alright. I like it. I'm just going to give it another twist there, nice and close. And move that out of my hand. Okay, so this little wire there had a little bend on the tip from the way I cut it. I did not cut these wires today, I cut them the other day. Here we go. Yeah, like I was saying, I did cut these the other day. Instead of working on this, I chose to work on the big thrift shop base tree. Huge. I really like it a lot. So that's why I didn't post. I mean, I did post. I think it was like an hour working on that. It needed it. And today, maybe later on this afternoon, early evening, I may just make up some more. I've already made some of the branches to add on. So if you're interested in checking it out, it's quite the project even for me. It's not a tutorial. It's just something that I share that I'm interested in, something that I'm doing. And I find it very, very relaxing. Okay, we're just going to beat up these last two and then shape up our tree, and then we'll see what we could do with the simplest beads, the easiest 4-inch tree of life. No fanciness, no extra little leaves, just throwing them on your wire and giving them little clusters, and I think that you'll be surprised at how pretty this little tree will be. And I think that you will also realize that you can do it. You can do this same exact tree that I'm doing right now in seed beads. I did make a playlist of the seed beads that I've purchased. Take a look at my other videos. You will find bracelet ones and 4 and 6 inches. All done in just plain 6/0 is the size of the seed beads, or 4mm, depending where you live, that I chose to use. And they are stunning. Check them out. You'll know if this is your craft. I'm just showing you variations of doing the same exact tree. Just changing it up just a smidge. Sometimes you use 12 wires for 3 major branches, or 16 for 4, which I like on a bigger hoop. So explore my channel. See what I offer. See if it's something that you can make if you don't already. Or if you do, maybe you can pick something up. Pick up a little hack. That's how I learned. Just exploring and challenging myself. So now I challenge myself with the big tree. Definitely the biggest project I think I've ever made. Without a doubt it is. I walked into that thrift shop, saw that, and said, I'm going to buy that. That's mine. I had no clue what I was going to do with it. I do now. And it's almost 3/4 of the way done. Just the putting on the leaves and using up all that wire on branches. But I still have a few more things that I'm going to do to it that I have not started or shared. Because those wheels in my head are still turning. So, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, well, it does not want to tuck down. So, let's try it again. Nope. There we go. Ouch. Got it. Alright, so let me get all this nasty mess away from my view. I'll clean that up afterwards. I bought a whole bunch of these white napkins to keep my space nice and bright. Okay, we are ready now, guys. Let's finish this last section with twists. Twist and pull. Move them around. Keep in mind, this little stump on the top, that's your top branch. So these all should go over a little bit. These 4 right here are the top of your tree. So let them be at the top. That's where they belong. And these, we'll slide them up like that. I think that's perfect. Slide them down. Space them out a little bit. When you do it like this, you don't have to push them all together. This type of tree actually looks good with spaces. Now, to add my trademark, my thing. I don't like a straight trunk. I'm going to grab this and gently support it however I can to make a little bend, which I just did. And now, hang on for 1 minute while I grab. I'm sorry, I didn't plan to do this. I have to take my beach sign off the wall because I had this hanging up. Okay, so guys, this is what we just created with clusters. How pretty is that? Okay? And this is the one I did just an hour ago. Straight row. These are 2 of the easiest trees of life that you can learn to do with a simple technique. Twisted roots, not twisted roots. Big crystals drawn on in rows. Beads and crystals in small clusters. The only thing we didn't do, that I'm going to do right now, is lace this tree. If you don't want to watch, you can not watch. But I find it to be very important. Like, for example, this one is laced. These do not move. These, however, these are going to move. And you don't want your tree to do this. Because doing this, it's going to make a break. Especially if you're going to hang it in a window or with a ribbon or a chain. We're just going to lace it. And I'll show you why after we do it. So this is, in case you didn't see the one I just did, check it, look for it. 24 gauge wire. I don't measure it. This one here requires an extra wrapping in between because I do like the spaces on this particular tree. So I could take my 24 gauge wire and go loosely. I think the other one was like 17 inches. I don't measure, so don't ask me how much. Don't ask. If you listen, and I will explain to you, and then you can do it yourself. I did measure on that last one. This one needs more because it has more spaces. So normally I go like that, but because this has bigger spaces, I'm going to give it more. I'm going to go loosely around it like that. I'm going to cut it. Now if I measure this and tell you how many inches it is, and then you start questioning it, I'm not going to measure it at all. Just measure yours the way I showed you, and you won't come up short. If I tell you exactly how much this is, and you say, oh, I wasted wire, or it wasn't long enough, I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. I showed you how to do it, and I know you can do it. Take your wire, bring it up, wrap it around your hoop, like that. Bring it up again, like that. Cross it over. We've been doing this all along. Bring it back. Grab onto that wire. You have to support your work here or you will break it because we've already bent them. You don't want to snap them. Push that little wire down and then just tuck it under and you're good. Now I'm going to wrap it again. I'm going to go in the opposite direction. You do it however it's going to stay on your hoop. Now what you're going to do is take the end and pass it through this big space. I should have picked up all those beads. I'm sorry guys, I can't. It's going to keep getting caught up. I usually do part 1 and part 2. I'm not doing that. I want you to get it all now so that you don't have to go looking. That'll work. So now you have to always hold on to your work. Take your wire, pass it right like that through. Now this is going to cross right over this branch, the neck of the branch. See that? This is where you have to move your branches around. Now bring it up over, pass through that hoop again. That big space you just did, we're not going from branch to branch, not necessarily because of the big space. So get it to where you want it to be. Now we can cross over it, you see? And pull it up. Space out your branch however you want. Pass over that one, like that. Bring it up. Go through the space one more time. You could do it this way, but I don't like the way it looks. Absolutely you could. It just, to me, it's too much of a stretch, and then it has a big space, and I don't like it. I'm going to cross over that one, like that. Bring it down, bring it up. Now the difference is, see, look, this section compared to this section. See the difference? That's why I do it. That's why I suggest that you consider wrapping your branches or lacing. It depends on what video you watch. I can call it lacing or wrapping or securing. Mostly I've done just a tutorial on just how to do it, and I do it on every tree. So cross over that, give it a touch. Now see where my hand is. Always support your work. You need to. It's important. After you crossed over, I'm gonna, because of this big space, I have enough room for my fingers to get in there and wrap it around that hoop. Slide the next branch over where you want it. Tuck that nice and tight. Hold on to that next branch with the fingers. And wrap it again. Kind of like ice skates, you know? When you crisscross and you wrap up your ice skates. I don't know if they do it that way anymore. Who knows? But it's to support your ankle. And you go around those little hooks to keep everything to where it's supposed to be. Well, that's what I'm doing with this. I hope ice skates haven't changed that much. Because in my day we didn't have video games. No. Hide and seek, Red Rover, and ice skating. And dunks in the morning for a chocolate donut after church with your friends. That's my day, my life, my ramble. We're getting to the end. Now we're going to just pass that over, bring it up, go through it again, slide up the next one. Not you two. That can easily break. Trust me. I won't push you in the wrong direction. I have nothing to gain. just want you to have options and knowledge on what to do to prevent a fail. And I have made many on this channel, and I have posted them. Actually, somebody had asked me in the comments how about wire for the little tree. I recently did it in a bracelet, and it came out quite nice. I think I did 2 of them. I've got them over here. For a 5-inch. Well, I'll tell you, I did it in a 4-inch and I failed. I did it over again in a 5-inch, and again I failed. They were ugly. They were pretty, but they were not a pretty tree. The beads were pretty. So I don't have the answer for that, and because it was not a success for me to do it in a 4 or 5, I won't be attempting it again, because I've done it 3 times, and it wasn't beautiful. But the last 2 times, it came out beautiful in a bracelet. So my friends, here we go. Notice, they don't move around. See that? And there it is. Beginner friendly, both of them. 2 different styles. I mean, I could go ahead and put this on and embellish it. I got the most important part done. It is secure. It is beautiful. Untwisted roots. Don't matter. Now, if you wanted to go in, which I'm not going to, you could go in here and just give little twists to give it more of a however you want. I'm leaving it because I like it the way that it is. So these 2, beginner, 100% beginner, 4-inch Trees of Life in a hoop. I will post both, and before the night is ended, I will have created a playlist for 4-inch hoop Trees of Life, beginner friendly. There you have it, my friends. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I will see you soon. Keep an eye out for my playlist. Love you guys. Bye.